Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm here to talk about the 100, episode 409, titled DNR, which premiered Wednesday, April 26, 2017 on the CW. I'm recording on April 30th. So with that all being said, guys, huge spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the episode already, go do so first, then come back and see what I have to say about the episode. Otherwise, my other video reminders are up on screen. Take a moment to remind yourselves of those. And with that all said, let's start with the 10-minute clock, and let's begin with what happened in this episode. So first off, DNR pretty much means do not resuscitate. So let's get that out of the way. Timeline wise though, it's now 6 days left until the death wave hits. Therefore, it's been 4 days since the previous episode, since episode 408. So with that said, the episode reminder was pretty much the fight to survive, and the objective was getting claim over the discovered bunker inside the sacred temple in Polis. So there's that. So episode breakdown, I found four different settings, so therefore four different storylines going on. We have Polis, Arcadia, Becca's Island, and then Elian's farm, I guess you can call it. So with that all said, back in Polis, we are told that the bunker will hold 1,200 people. We see Clark trying to stop a war between Azgeda and Triku, who are both trying to get inside the bunker. We also see Clark trying to become the new commander, since she is now technically a Nightblood, but Roan stops the charade and announces that they should do one final conclave, a fight to survive type thing, where one representative for each clan will fight to the death to claim the bunker. So there's that. In Arcadia, though, we find out that 400 people are ready to march to the bunker. They are unaware of this mishap that's happening in Polis about it. They think that they're going to be claiming 400 spots in the bunker that they found. So we found out that the DNR group, the Do Not Resuscitate group, includes Jasper, Harper, and anyone who really doesn't want to live in a bunker for the remaining days. And surprisingly, Monty stays behind with his best friend and his girlfriend, not because he wants to stay behind and die, but because he wants to be there in case the two of them do change their mind and want to fight to survive. So he stays behind to kind of be there for them, I guess, in hopes that they would change their mind, like in the last hurdle of survival. So there's that. We also see Bellamy saying goodbye to Jasper and Harper. So there's that. We also see a surprise cameo done by Wells Jaha through his own father. This happens when Bellamy brings up the initial 100 being sent down to Earth to die, and when Jaha was looking into the reflection of the door, intentionally looking at the DNR group, he sees Wells in the reflection because essentially his son did die as part of the 100. That was a huge surprise right there. Now moving on to the island, though, Becca's Island, we see Emori having doubts about being rescued as she, Murphy, and Raven were left behind to salvage some parts before they get moved to the bunker. However, Raven's condition does get worse. She gets another seizure. She's starting to hallucinate Becca herself. So there's that. We also get Murphy apologizing for what he did to Raven, which was essentially getting her shot in the leg and having her in this huge amount of pain in her leg, and it's pretty much gotten her to this point where she's experiencing pain for every second since, pretty much. So we also get the announcement that Raven knows she's dying due to the little stroke that the implants has been striking out on her. But because of Becca's little help, Raven plans to go to space and live her final moments up there on a spacewalk. So there's that. But we do see Murphy and Emori get rescued by Nathan and Jackson when they came back. And two they were meant to be waiting for anyway. So anyways, on the farm, though, we get Octavia living with Ilion. They're trying to... he has her planting some crops, even though she doesn't think they're going to survive past the death wave. So he talks about resurrection. He talks about how the plants die, but they come back when spring comes and stuff like that. We see them pretty much trying to build a life together in the remaining days they have left. We also see Octavia killing Ankara and two of her men who provoke her to fight. Ankara was there earlier trying to get Ilion to fight for their clan back in Polis, which he refuses to. And when Akara came back to get Ilion again, they kind of goaded Octavia since they know her as the Sky Ripper, and she kills him. So there's that. Last moments, though, show Octavia arriving to Polis to take part in the Conclave War. So she is going to be the representative for the Sky People, or the Sky Crew. So there's that. Tidbits, though. We have Ilion. We find out that Ilion was a warrior, but he doesn't want to fight in the final days. And also he believes in reincarnation, like I stated. We also learned that Bellamy did get drunk at the party because it was during a time where he thought they had no hope. Now that the bunker is found, he now has hope again that they can't survive. So there's that. Also, Nyla is part of the 400 Arcadians that are marching to the bunker. So so there's that. Ship status, though, guys. We get Octavia and Ilion. They are living together. They're sleeping in the same bed. Definitely see him kissing her shoulders a few times. So they definitely grown familiar with each other from the looks of it. So there's that. Another one, though. Nathan Miller and Jackson. I'm wondering if they hooked up or not, because there's this brief moment with them in the car, and then they give each other this look, and then we don't see them again until they're picking up Emory and Murphy, but they have this look when they're trying to come up with the excuse of why they were delayed. So I'm wondering if something else happened between the two of them. I mean, that's the impression I got, so there's that. Also with Emory and Murphy, we got them going strong. They're willing to survive just off their love, even if they have to stay in his little bunker that Murphy had stayed in for 3 months, even though it might only sustain them for less than 5 years. So they're definitely going strong by each other's side and everything. So there's that. Also, we get Monty and Harper. This is, we see them getting separated due to their different outlooks. But him wanting to fight to survive, and her just she's tired of all the fighting for her own survival. But in the end, he stays behind to be with her in hopes that she changes her mind and wants to continue fighting for her life. So there's that. Moving on, though, most shocking moment of the episode. I have to say, it was the fact that Clark tried to become the commander. It did not occur to me until that moment that it could be possible for her to become the commander. It totally slipped my mind, especially, I guess it's been a few weeks, though, that now that she was made a Nightblood, that she could take on that mantle. But, yeah, I'm not surprised that it didn't go through with it. I mean, Roan wouldn't allow that, but I am surprised that it got to as far as it did. I mean, with Clark as the commander, though, she wanted to give everybody an equal chance. I would think that Roan, if anyone, Roan would want Clark as the commander above anyone else from the clans, but apparently not. He didn't want a fake, I guess you could say. But I kind of wish that Clark had gotten the flame, because at least then she could have it inside of her and then get any information that she could have gotten from the previous commanders about, like, where possible bunkers were, maybe even talking to Becca and finding a way for them all to survive furthermore than just the bunker itself. But I don't know. I really would have liked seeing an outcome of Clark becoming the commander, but I guess now I have to go to fan fiction for that, though. So there's that. So moving on, though, top 3 favorite moments. First one has to be Clark and Roan. Definitely when Clark finds out that Roan's life could be in danger, she didn't hesitate to warn him because she considers him his friend, and it was just great to have that. And then for him to have her called upon him and then talked with her privately, and then have him get her out of her restraints, and then just have them talk about what the next move is for them before she realized that she could turn herself into the commander. It's just, they've really come a long way in their alliance, in their partnership. We know Clark considers Roan as a friend, but does Roan consider the same thing, or is it more of a power play and having her by his side? So at least he has Arcadia aligned with him. So either way, I like it when these two work together. It was just fantastic. It's a little bummer that he kind of foiled her plan to become the commander, but yeah, I definitely like the two, for sure. Another favorite moment of mine was between Raven and Murphy. It was during their final goodbye moment between each other, when Raven tells Murphy that she knows she's dying, and that she's not going with him to the bunker, and then for having him to apologize for everything he's done to her, and then just have her tell him that she's forgiven him. She doesn't blame him anymore. It was just, and then have them hug it out. It was something I wasn't expecting, but I really liked that moment between them, for sure. So there is that. Another favorite moment of mine, though, is a moment I wasn't expecting at all, and it was the fact that Clark recaps what the Conclave rules to Bellamy and Polis at the very end of the episode before Octavia arrives. I hadn't expected to see them together on screen in this episode, so it was really great to see them coming together and trying to figure out what their next game plan is, or what exactly they could do in the certain situation they are in. And that's them trying to figure out who out of all of them could go up against the Grounders and fight for their survival, since their representative is fighting for their right to be in the bunker. And then it just so happens that Octavia rides into the city saying that she's there for the conclave. So that was a surprise, but I'm definitely liking the fact that Bellamy and Clark are still talking things out and trying to figure out the next game plan for their people. So there's that. There's a timer though, but let's move on very quickly to top 3 peeved moments. I really did not like the fact that Harper decided to stay behind. She's pretty much going against the survival instinct she has shown many times to have had in the past. I understand that maybe she's tired of all the fighting though, but when you're inside the bunker, essentially, you don't have to worry about the fighting anymore. I mean, it's pretty much like Mount Weather people not having to worry about the conditions of outside or on the Ark. She didn't have to worry about anything. The only thing she had to worry about is whether the environment itself was failing or not. And just previously, when she's fighting so hard to survive and stay alive, to now have her make the choice to stay behind, it didn't feel right. I didn't like it, for sure. Maybe she was drunk when she made the decision, or she was just tired. Just tired of not enough sleep, but to give up like that it didn't seem like Harper, though. So there's that. Another peeve that I had was the fact that Rowan stopped Clark's attempts to ascend as the commander. I've already mentioned that before. And another peeve that I had, though, was that we did not actually see the inside of the Second Dawn bunker. I mean, we were only told what was found inside of it through Monty and through Jaha when they reported back to Arcadia. So I was a little disappointed that we didn't actually get a visual to what was actually inside, since everything is apparently still functional. They didn't really find anybody down there, which I kind of thought they would, considering the people were supposed to have survived at that bunker. But yeah, I'm definitely disappointed that we still don't get to see the inside, and I'm wondering if we ever will at this point. So there's that. What will I remember most when I look back on this episode? It definitely would have to be Raven's goodbye to Murphy, for sure. There's a lot of goodbyes in this episode. It makes me worried about whether or not we're going to see how much longer we're going to see these characters for. So there's that. Random questions though. First one. Don't the Grounders realize that anyone from Arcadia is needed inside that bunker, regardless of who wins the conclave, since they are the only ones that would understand the tech behind the bunker and what's inside in order to keep it in working order? I mean, none of the Grounders know anything about technology or anything like that. They don't know how it works. So a bunker, I'm under the impression the bunker is going to be something like Mount Weather, which was heavy in high technology in allowing it to function properly, and only people from Arcadia who've grown up with technology would be able to know what each component is made for. So isn't it smarter to have all of Arcadia inside there, or at least some people from Arcadia, to at least help keep the bunker running properly? So there's a question there. Next question: what state is Octavia and Ilion in? They kind of left things off between the two of them right after she killed 3 of his clan members. So I'm wondering, and then she's back in Polis the next time we see her. So I'm wondering, where exactly does this leave the two of them? Since I'm assuming they kind of started a relationship with each other. They started something together, so there's that. Another question: will Monty stay with Jasper and Harper until the very end of it, or will he try to convince them to change their mind before it's too late for them to go get themselves in the bunker, or to find some safe shelter for them? So there's that. Another question: with all the goodbyes, could this be the very last we see of some characters like Jasper and Harper and Monty and Raven? I really hope not. I definitely don't want anything to happen between Monty or for Raven, or even Harper for that matter. Jasper, he's kind of a bit of a downer, so I really hope he changes his tune though. But a lot of them, I really don't want to see them go, but they kind of been painted in a corner, and how to see them continue on would kind of be like unrealistic in the sense of the world that we're in. So there's that. Another question: what if Clark did become the commander? How would things differ? What kind of information would she have gotten from the Flame? I'm curious about that one the most, for sure. But fanfiction might be the only way for me to figure that out and let my imagination soar with that. So otherwise, predictions, guys. Based off the promo for 410, it looks like the final Conclave fight begins. We see Octavia fighting to the death to represent Arcadia in the bid for the bunker. We see Rowan, Aelion, and Luna are also shown to be contenders in the fight. We know Rowan's going for Asgada. Aelion is fighting for Trushana crew, which is the Glowing Forest clan, and Luna is for the Flow crew, the Boat People clan. Though I thought she was the only survivor left of her clan, so why she's fighting, I have absolutely no clue, but I guess we have to wait and see about that, though. Based off the synopsis for 410, it reads that Octavia fights in the final battle for her people's survival, but not everyone is willing to play fair. That has me a little worried, but at least the synopsis doesn't give anything away. Maybe the focus for the whole episode would be about this Conclave fight. So we guess have to wait and see about that, though. But new questions coming from this, though. The Conclave fight that we learned from Clark when she told Bellamy about the rules was that there's no time limit. The grounds of Polis itself is the battlefield, and there's only one representative from each clan fighting to the death for their clan's claim to the bunker. Now, if it's fight to the death, I am really worried to see how this will end up, because I don't want to see Octavia, Rowan, Aelion, or Luna killed, and yet they're in a situation where it's fight to the death. And it also has me wondering who's fighting for Tree Crew. Would Indra be fighting for Tree Crew, or is she still injured from Rowan's command to kill everyone in Tree Crew? So there's that. Also, question of why doesn't Luna just become the commander instead of fighting the Conclave? Everyone knows that Luna is a true Nightblood because she was in Lexa's Ascension class. So why does she just take the flame and then figure out a way to save everybody, or figure out some answers as to how they could stop this death wave from occurring? But there's that. I definitely cannot wait for this episode, just to see how Octavia fares against grounders who have been fighting and training their whole life, while she's only been training for at least maybe 3 months, 4 months, based off of pacing of the show. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I'm definitely super excited to see it, though, but that's all I gotta say, guys. What do you guys think of this episode? What do you guys like about it? What do you think is gonna happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear your own thoughts and theories about what you think is gonna happen next. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I read blog promos, web clips, quotes, gifs, synopses, news, all that good stuff, all found in one place. So go check it out. It's also connected to my WordPress account. The link for that is also down below. It's a little more organized, but everything I post online would be connected to WordPress. It's a work in progress, so keep that in mind, but I do hope you check it out at some point. And I believe that's about it, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you come back next week to hear what I have to say about this Conclave fight. But until then, guys, this is Mel. Wish you all a great day, great week wherever you are. Bye for now.